Um, first of all, credit to Kansas. They came in here and manhandled us. Um, they had a really good game plan. They executed. They made it really hard for us to do a lot of good things. They outplayed us in every sense of the way. They out muscled us inside. Jackson was a force, which we knew she would be coming into this game, but she was. They out hustled us, out muscled us, and just did what they wanted. The funny thing is how bad we played in the first half. The last 14 minutes of the first half, we were 2 for 26, and we were still in the game down 6, which was shocking because normally in the Pac-12 we'd be down by 30. But 22 to 28 at half, and then came out third quarter without a sense of urgency and still got out hustled for loose balls and stuff. So that's not usually what we do. But I think we got punched in the face, and we were on our heels and just never could quite respond. And so, just have to get better, and we're gonna get better. But this was a wake-up call, and I think probably it's probably what we needed, because we have not arrived, and there were glaring things that we do every day in practice that really were exploited in the game. And so I think that this will be a chance for us to get better and see what we need to work on, and it's the same things we've been talking about for the last month or so. So, wake-up call.
Defensively, it seemed like you guys were doing a good job in the first half against Jackson, and
Didn't ever feel like
she
that.
came alive in the second half. What do you think the difference was?
I think she was alive in every half. I think she was alive in every minute. 32 minutes she was alive. I felt like the only time when I felt like she wasn't alive when she was out of the game in foul trouble. She made us. She altered. She's a really good player. I think she's underrated. Definitely, I think she's one of the top posts in the country. Just with her length, she made us alter shots. We probably missed, I'd say, 12 layups in the first half. And what I tried to remind the team was, think of some of the greatest shot blockers in the country. They average, what, two block shots per game? Like, that would be like one of the nations, maybe 3. So if you go, you don't need to alter your shot because you're going to get fouled to go to the free throw line more than you're going to get, like statistically, more than a block shot. So, but she had us like double pumping. She had us fading away 10 feet. She really disrupted us around the rim and did a good job of that. Offensively, could not get things going. They sat in the paint. They forced us to make shots, guarded Jade a little bit heavy, and just we could not move the ball. We were prepared for their ice and just couldn't hit shots and got really tight. And I think, just couldn't get things going. So couldn't get into our presses and stuff because we couldn't get stops. Weren't even on assignment to get in presses.
Was their zone different than a zone you've played before?
Well, they didn't even play zone. That's the thing. They played sagging man. So that's the crazy thing. It looked like a zone. So honestly, this game reminded me of the North Carolina game last year, where we just got on our heels, got manhandled inside, got our post players in a little bit of foul trouble, so played a little smaller. We're getting killed on the boards, and then they didn't zone us up. They just heavy helped off players. So it felt like a zone, looked like a zone, and we just could not move the ball. So when teams are playing like that, you need to really move the ball and get them on the backside or with movement off the baseline drives, not like hold the ball from up top. And then defensively, the things we normally do on the ball, the things we do in action consistently, we could not do tonight, and I don't know why. We normally are pretty good on help side and rotation. There were so many times that number one was wide open rolling to the basket, and that's uncharacteristic of us. And that was not the game plan. So it looked like we'd never practiced and prepared, but we were very prepared. There was nothing that they did that we haven't guarded or weren't prepared to guard. It's just the execution in the game.
So Kate came out strong at the beginning. She and Shane are really the only starters who have been in these kind of big games. How much do you think that affects your team, that even though you have a lot of talented people, that maybe they haven't played where they're a ranked team, they're playing another team that should be ranked?
Yeah, and maybe that's a reason, maybe that's a factor, but I don't think that's an excuse for getting out hustled. So I think that maybe is an excuse for being nervous or missing some layups early, but that's not the excuse I want to live with for being out hustled for balls, not diving on the floor, not guarding a flare screen that we've worked on for a week. So those are things, that's a focus and that's a mentality. And we're going to get that, but we're missing that right now. And that's okay. Like, we're going to get it. We're always better later on as the year goes on. But the fight is what worries me, the fight that died and the fight that wasn't there in the third quarter. And the fact that in the second half, we tried to do it off one pass shot when the shots were falling. And so, and I don't think that's a selfish thing at all. I think that's just I want to get us going, so I'm going to try to do it, but that wasn't working. And but I think it boils down to us guarding the ball. They literally just rammed it down our throats off from every position, off a dribble penetration. And so I think that as a player, we talk a lot about this, like if you're guarding a shooter and she is hot, then it is your responsibility. We know the scout, she's hot, so you got to run her off the three-point line. Okay, if you're guarding a driver that is getting by you every time, you may want to give a little bit more space. Or, collectively when there's cohesiveness and in the help side, I'm going to sit heavy on help. She keeps on driving on you. I got your help. Let's make him shoot outside. You make your opponent or who you're matched up against do something different and be a little bit out of their comfort zone. Okay, we know Jackson's getting lobs. I'm going to really deny hard to make her catch that out further so they can't throw that lob. So those are things where that next level stuff that we had, like as a Final Four team, we don't have that yet, but we're going to get that because we're going to work at that every single day till we get it. We're going to lose the way I want to play with the fight that I want to, and then we're going to find the people that want to do that because I am not going to lay down. I refuse to sit in McHale and watch another team pound us. It's not, they're not 27 points better than us. They're a better team right now for sure. But, celebrate on our court and stuff. So that is a pride thing. And we have to have more get up, and we got to level up when things are hard. And I told our team, you got to love the hard stuff. It's easy whenever it's 70 outside and sunny and you're scoring and hitting, but what are you going to do when your back's against the wall and things are hard? You buck up, you level up, or you lay down and die. We're not going to be a team that lays down and dies. It's not that I'm going to coach. So we're going to get tougher mentally, and we're going to find ways. And I could sit here and I could live with missing shots, not playing our great game, but we're going to have a fight. We're not going to get out-hustled for loose balls continuously the whole game. Those are things I'm not going to live with. So and we'll fix that. We're going to fix that and look at it on film and learn from it. And probably this loss is a good thing for us because we have not arrived.
I know you hate scheduled questions,
Yeah.
but it's a big step up from what you've been playing. How much of an effect does that have in that first game where you're playing?
Well, I don't think it has an effect because we've played some good. New Mexico was good. I thought this team is better for sure. But I would equate this to playing a non-conference and playing the Pac-12. It's the same thing. We've never been punched in the face right away going to the Pac-12, but because we should have confidence in where we're at right now, how we're playing. But I don't think it was a tactic thing. I think it was a mentality, a toughness, and they out-muscled us. They manhandled us. And I think that was hard. But I don't think the fact that they're a little better, because we're about to face a little better team in 2 weeks, and then we're about to face another better team the first weekend of the Pac-12. So it's the same as non-conference going to the Pac-12 in January. I don't think it's any different. And we've never been undefeated in non-conference and came to the Pac-12 and lost the first 4 games. We always rally, get some good wins right away. So I don't think that's it. I think it's just got on our heels a little bit, couldn't hit shots, went cold going to the half, and then they punched us hard in the second half. I think we never responded.
Pointed out a lot of issues defensively. Do you think communication was part of that as well?
Absolutely. But those are controllable. So your fight and your hustle and your mentality is a controllable. Your communication and your selfless to do that, that's a controllable. That doesn't take talent. That doesn't take efficiency on offense. That takes you to move your mouth and talk. And we did not do that. And I think that, but it's the same thing I see in practice, the same stuff I talk about. The same stuff we got beat on today is the same stuff I harp in practice every single day. You got to communicate. You have to communicate if you're switching. You have to communicate if you're in help side. You have to talk. And I think that we don't have that yet. And that's where we really miss Lauren Ware. I'm telling you guys. Lauren Ware is by far, hands down, by far, eons better, our best communicator. I'd say Kate's right there too, but she can't do it all herself when she's out of the game. But Lauren was a great communicator, and she was a great post defender. And with the way we play, we're really missing her. So, but someone's got to step up. All right.
What's your reaction to Griner coming back home?
Great. I'm so happy. Actually, I was honestly surprised because with the way things were going, the moving, I think to the Pinot Colony like a month ago, I was scared. Thought it'd be a lot longer. So I was happened to be up really early because my baby woke up, And so I looked on Twitter, and I stayed out because I started looking on Twitter. But really happy. I think it's about time. I think she was over there way too long, and just really happy. Happy that President Biden found a way. Really happy that the WNBA and everybody advocated for her and made some noise about her. And I always, I'm very happy.
This was the first time, in the third quarter, you guys were down and they were going ahead. And there was a point where you got a couple stops on defense. In the past, always, that would have been the time where then
Make our run.
you make your run,
Mhm.
and this time it just didn't happen.
No, it didn't happen because our just like bad offense after, like holding the ball or pass shot, and I don't think it was intentional. I think it was just trying to get us going, but it's just we never, and then couldn't get offensive rebounds. I think at that point, not having Esmerian at times really hurt us because she's great on the boards. But I think the guards not really helping out. Like if the posts are battling and boxing out, then the guards are right there. So, yeah, I was kind of waiting for us to make that, but it just never happened. But we've also, with this team, never been in a situation like that. I think in the past, we just kind of had that in us, but we didn't have that in us today. I don't know why. I think it's also hard as a player when your shots aren't falling. Do you have that get up on defense? I think that's a mentality, and I think not all of us have that, and that has to be learned. And we're teaching 7 new players our whole new system, and so we're not there. We need a lot more practice. We're not there yet, and I do attribute this is a game. This can happen. I'm not worried about the loss. I'm worried about in the fashion that we lost and in the things that we lost in, because to me, allowing someone to get 19 rebounds and allowing Jackson to get 19 and 15. That becomes a pride thing. I'm better to foul out, boxing out, than just let someone kind of do what they want. And credit to Kansas because they, and then the other thing that's glaring to me, looking at the stat sheet, they scored 77 points and they only made 3 3-pointers. So that tells me we're not guarding the ball. Because if they can just pound it and dribble on you and score, that's a problem. That's something we're going to fix. Because without shooting threes, you're just getting some rotation and you're just scoring when you want, and then you're shooting 45%, that's a problem. That means we can't guard right now. So we're going to work on some things, and we need to get better. So because we're going to face this stuff a lot.
Maya was able to get her hands in the passing lane, denying Tayana Jackson to only 4 points in the first half. How do you think she fared against Jackson?
I think in her minutes, I think Maya gave us really good minutes. I think she gave us a presence. She was being really physical. I think she stepped up as Mary and Kate were in a little bit of foul trouble. So I think she did good. And I think, for Maya and Kaylin and Paris, Maya didn't have an opportunity today. It was hard matchups. I think that they made freshman mistakes, which is to be expected. But Paris came in and played hard when she was given the opportunity. I think Kaylin turned it over a little bit, was trying, but they need the experience in these type of games to get better. So I'm okay with that. They're going to learn. I think they're the future. Maya was battling against a senior, really good player that's good and seasoned, and so that's a good test. I think, and it prepares us to go against the great Pac-12 posts. So, but we're going to face teams that are better in the Pac-12. And so we better wake up, or else it's going to be a long season.
You talked about lack of communication,
Yeah.
kind of lack of hustle tonight, just an off night.
Yeah.
What kind of did you learn about this team after the game, and what are you've kind of alluded to this, and so not to beat a dead horse here. What are your points of emphasis going forward?
Emphasis. So I think that the first thing I learned that when things are hard, backs against the wall, we need a leader to step up, which we didn't have that right now. I learned that we kind of got fragmented. So I pay attention to the little things. So when things are hard and you're down 20 or 30 points, are you still huddling? Are you still communicating, talking? Those are things that I'm going to fix because that's not us. We don't just not huddle at the end of games. We do what we do, and we're going to be consistent. We're going to be more disciplined, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to do certain things, and I don't care if we have to do them an hour a day. Every day we're going to do them, and it's going to be the way I want. And we don't have that discipline right now. So someone has to step up and demand that. I don't care if it's Maddie. I don't care if it's a freshman. But we're gonna get that, or else the people that are gonna play on the floor are gonna have that. And then points of emphasis, we need to box out. We need to guard the ball better, and we need to level up and step up when things are hard. When your back is against the wall and you are down and you are fighting, you need to produce and you need to play, and we need that. And we don't have that yet. And I'm giving some grace because we are a brand new team. This is the best team we played. We have 7 new players. It is a totally different system for most. We are learning and getting better, but we're not applying right now what we've been working on. And I think that's the disappointing thing. And I think I can live with losing. I really can. Like, it's basketball. We're going to lose games. But just like the hustle and the mentality and the huddling and the communication, the controllable things, I can't live with not doing. So I'm going to find a way to extract those things. And we're going to do them. But it's the same things I have been trying to hit home on for week after week. I say it in practice. I talk about it all the time. We emphasize these things in practice every single day. It looks like we don't, and that's the thing. So I take accountability. I look at this stat sheet. I'm totally accountable. I'm accountable for us not boxing out. I'm accountable for us not being able to hit shots. So it's on me, and I take responsibility in it. So I'm going to find a way to get us better, and we're not going to have games like this, especially McHale.
You talked about players, trying to step up one pass, trying to get you guys back into the game.
Yeah.
When you look at the box score, 9 free throws to 18, do you think that has part of it to do with that in terms of not attacking?
Yeah, I mean, I think it has to do with Jackson and being scared to get your shot blocked. And who cares? Like, you get your shot blocked, who cares? When I look at 8 assists, 11 turnovers, and I look at 9 free throws, and Shannon shot 4 of them. So we're not attacking the rim then. So that tells me we're not moving the ball, penetrating. We're just jacking up shots, and we're not good enough to do that. We have one shooter that's like a consistent shooter they guard on the team. And so we have to be able to execute. We can't walk. We're not good enough to walk the ball up the court and beat someone in the quarter-court. That is not Arizona. That is not who we have. We are undersized inside, so we have to move people. We have to rotate the ball. We have to move the ball quicker. They had us in action. They was so fast. We were getting hit by screens on the last second and moving the ball, and we couldn't get to our action. But then them defensively, off a movement, they're getting an ice, so that tells me we're walking. It's the same thing we do in practice, so we are not going to do that. Because if they're getting to ice off of some dynamic situations, we're not running. Because you can't get to ice in a dynamic situation like that. But they were doing that against us. But we couldn't do that. We're hitting late. We're late to trap or hedge or even like gray, which I call like a plug. So the pace was different. So it's easy to have pace when your offense is going well. But, like, how do you have that pace when things are hard? So you still have to have that consistency. So I think we just have to be a little bit more disciplined. And we just have to be more intentional about things, and we have to be able to translate and do things that we do in practice and carry over to the game. And we're not able to do that right now. And that even we got exploited on some of that stuff against New Mexico. But it's just when the team gets better, you get exploited on bigger stuff. So they have 50 points in the paint. That's a lot. I don't think so. 50 of their 77 in the paint off of drives and stuff. I don't think in Arizona. I don't know if we've ever given up 50 points in the paint at home. So sorry, fans. We didn't. It wasn't about losing, but it was just the way we lost. It's embarrassing. And Kansas did it to us. So credit to them. They were great. They came with a great game plan, and they outplayed us in every sense of the way. So yeah. Thanks. Sorry, I'm negative Nancy today, but sorry, guys.